Now, in order to gain a deeper knowledge into dietetic prescribing, we searched literature from 6 databases we see here, and restricted the search between January 2003 and March 2013, and included a broad catchment in order not to eliminate relevant literature. We also conducted hand searches in Google to extend the search to include a greater number of dietetic-specific literature. Investigators defined eligibility before searching using the PICO framework. All articles that were eligible for inclusion followed a 3-step exclusion process. This left us with 24 references that were relevant to the questions that we were asking in our literature review. This map here highlights the origins of the strongest literature. We found these from Canada, the UK, New Zealand, and Australia. In terms of the existing models and regulation, we found that medical and non-medical prescribing models varied between the UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, with the most comprehensive coming from the UK. As in the UK, dietitians are recognised as supplementary prescribers by the National Health Professionals Council. They have the right to provide a recommendation to an independent prescriber, such as a doctor, to adjust a medication prescription. There were found to be no formal models related to the non-medical prescription practices in other countries, including Australia. However, there is a current trend toward national regulation for multiple nations. The next part was about scope of practice. The current dietetic scope of practice involves the prescription of multivitamins with minerals, oral nutrition supplements, oral electrolyte replacement products, and/or other specialized nutrition products. Now let's bring it back to a national level. The next question regarded the inclusion or exclusion of the DAA from the HPPP. This literature review did not find any specific citations outlining the disadvantages for the profession and the healthcare system if the dietetic profession were omitted from the HPPP. However, gaining prescriptive authority would increase credibility for the dietetic profession and provide opportunity for improved multidisciplinary and patient respect. It would build a healthcare system that promotes effective teamwork and clinically governed patient-centered care. The ethical issues outlined in the literature were adequate education, individual accountability and responsibility, including gaps in knowledge, and professional development. Overall, there were limitations. The main limitation was the evidence-based literature available on prescribing, because it is a relatively new area within the dietetics and allied health professions. There was also vague and inconsistent definitions of the term prescription or prescribing, which contributed to searching difficulties and limited literature search results. Also, the regulation of non-medical prescribing was disjointed and often involved a vast number of stakeholders, which forced the investigators to link gaps and make assumptions of the current national and international regulation models. Now, in spite of this, much is to be valued and carefully considered from the current non-medical prescribing system and framework, especially in the UK, for the development of non-medical prescribing models and regulation in Australia.